God got embarrassing.
Just try me if you think I'm bullshit.
The idea of God as the potter, the architect of the universe, is good. It makes you feel that life is, after all, important. There is someone who cares. It has meaning, it has sense, and you are valuable in the eyes of the Father.
We all go down unless we stay together.
But after a while, it gets embarrassing.
Know that shit.
You realize that everything you do is being watched by God. He knows your tiniest, inmost feelings and thoughts, and you say after a while, quit bugging me. I don't want you around. So you become an atheist, just to get rid of it. Then you feel terrible after that, because you got rid of God, but that means you got rid of yourself. You're just nothing but a machine. And your idea that you're a machine is just a machine too. So if you're a smart kid, you commit suicide. Camus said there is only really one serious philosophical question, which is whether or not to commit suicide. I think there are 4 or 5 serious philosophical questions. The first one is, who started it? The second is, are we going to make it? The third is, where are we going to put it? The fourth is, who's going to clean up? And the fifth, is it serious? But still, should you or not commit suicide? This is a good question. Why go on?
You said that last time? I was kind of tripping, right?
And you only go on if the game is worth the candle. Now, the universe has been going on for an incredible long time.
But you know what else?
And so, really, a satisfactory theory of the universe has to be one that's worth betting on. It seems to me, absolutely elementary common sense. If you make a theory of the universe which isn't worth betting on, why bother? Just commit suicide. But if you want to go on playing the game, you've got to have an optimal theory for playing the game. Otherwise, there's no point in it. But the people who coined the fully automatic theory of the universe were playing a very funny game. What they wanted to say was this: all you people who believe in religion are old ladies and wishful thinkers. You've got a big daddy up there and you want to comfort and things, but life is rough. Life is tough. And success goes to the most hard-headed people. That was a very convenient theory when the European American world was colonizing the natives everywhere else. That we are the end product of evolution, and we're tough. See, I'm a big, strong guy because I face facts, and life is just a bunch of junk, and I'm going to impose my will on it and turn it into something else. You see? And I'm real hard. See, that's a way of flattering yourself. So it has become academically plausible and fashionable that this is the way the world works. In academic circles, no other theory of the world than the fully automatic model is respectable. Because if you're an academic person, you've got to be an intellectually tough person. You've got to be prickly. See, there are basically 2 kinds of philosophy. One's called prickles, the other's called goo. And prickly people are precise, rigorous, logical. They like everything chopped up and clear. Goo people like it vague. For example, in physics, prickly people believe that the ultimate constituents of matter are particles. Goo people believe it's waves. And in philosophy, prickly people are logical positivists and goo people are idealists. And they're always arguing with each other. But what they don't realize is that neither one can take his position without the other person. Because you wouldn't know you advocated prickles unless there was somebody else advocating goo. You wouldn't know what a prickle was unless you knew what goo was. Because life is not either prickles or goo, it's gooey prickles and prickly goo. And they go together like back and front, male and female. And that's the answer to philosophy. See, I'm a philosopher, and I'm not going to argue very much, because if you don't argue with me, I don't know what I think. So if we argue, I say thank you, because owing to the courtesy of your taking a different point of view, I understand what I mean, so I can't get rid of you. But however, you see, this whole idea that the universe is just nothing at all but unintelligent force playing around and not even enjoying it is a put-down theory of the world. People who had an advantage to make, a game to play, by putting it down and making out that because they put the world down, they were a superior kind of people. So that just won't do. We've had it. Because if you seriously go along with this idea of the world, you are what is technically called alienated. You feel hostile to the world. You feel that the world is a trap. It is a mechanism, it's electronic and neurological mechanisms into which you somehow got caught. And you, poor thing, have to put up with being in a body that's falling apart and that gets cancer, that gets the great Siberian itch, and it's just terrible. And these mechanics doctors are trying to help you out, but they really can't succeed in the end. And you're just going to fall apart, and it's a grim business, and it's too bad. So if you think that that's the way things are, you may as well commit suicide right now. Unless you say, well, I daren't.
Their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street.
It's the vacuum that gives me nothing. Just like it. Limb 1, limb 2. Time ordered, vacuum, 5' G1 of T1 adjoint, 5' G2 of T2 adjoint, F1, state, because the other time. Therefore, because of the time ordering symbol, it ends up on the extreme left, where this thing is all set up being an adjointed operator to make a one-particle state. G1, G2, I guess is I've done it. So this is this takes care of the first term. G2, again, I don't have to say what it is. Vacuum, still T1 is still holding out, times some state which I'll call psi, where psi equals limit T3 goes to minus infinity, psi prime, G2, no, G1, yeah, G2, of T, F1, comma, F2. don't have to worry about what the state is, because now I just trivially take the G1 limit. From the first term, there's now no time ordering, so it's just an adjoint acting on the state on the right. I have time reduction to because it's not bad limitation now makes it outstate. Those are the two limits. F1, F2, in. So clever. In this case, it doesn't matter since it's acting on the vacuum and making a one-particle state. I get minus G psi, G1 psi, plus G1 psi, which, as I told you, what psi is doesn't matter because it's transfer. Now, what have we got? Well, we've got a sign for the order of the G1s and G2s, which is irrelevant because these are both particles, exactly what we said. Therefore, we've completed our analysis of the question somewhat lengthy calculation and verified the correct answer to question 2. To summarize, the Green's functions from question 1. Well, first, before I summarize, are there any questions about the chain of manipulations? Couldn't be more straightforward. You understand that I tried to prove it 5 different ways before I got this particular ordering and the notation. Now, where we got to, we have answered question 1, which directly to the Green functions for the unrenormalized fields by summing up the Feynman diagrams. We correctly get the S-matrix element by putting the lines on the Green functions on the Maxwell and multiplying by those factors as k squared minus mu squared to get rid of the extra propagators for the renormalized Green's functions. That's why I said the answer to question 2 was not yes, but almost. We have to use the renormalized Green's functions, the Fourier transforms of the matrix, vacuum matrix elements of the time-ordered product of the renormalized fields to get the right S-matrix element. Now, if we just consider the answer to question 2 in isolation, without worrying about how we compute these things, we also see that we have what I described in an earlier lecture as the whole idea of a scattering theory, a way of finding the S-matrix elements from the finite time dynamics, if we have the finite time dynamics, that is given by this formula, from which I can now erase the question mark. It is a correct formula. This formula, by the way, has a name, either in this form or with these things replaced by plane waves. It was first discovered by Lehmann, Zemansek, and Zimmerman, and therefore is called the LSZ for Lehmann, Zemansek, and Zimmerman.